As it's me, it's Queen Onset Haru, and thank you for joining me for another wonderful edition of Ask an Aquarius. If you haven't already, please hit the red subscribe button and smack the bell. So today is February the 13th, and I turned 42 years old. So I have on another crown and matching earrings. So I will leave the link to these in case somebody wants this pretty crown. I love this pink crown. In case somebody wants this pretty crown for their birthday, I'll leave the link in the description. Okay, guys. So today, for my birthday, I want to talk about things that you should not put up with when dealing with an Aquarius. I talk to a lot of people, you guys know this, and a lot of them are in relationships with Aquarius. And some of them can work these relationships out and maybe have a nice long future. And some of them have no future at all. And no matter how much they try and do XYZ, it just isn't happening. So I want to give you guys some things to look out for to know if you're in that situation. If you are in a situation where you have a dark or a gray Aquarius who's simply not taking the relationship seriously, is not going anywhere, and is unhealthy for you to keep holding on. Okay? I'm going to tell you the top ones that I've come up with from talking to people over the years who are in a relationship with an Aquarius. If you have an Aquarius who's, number one, non-communicative, you cannot, and I've said this 20 times on this channel, you cannot have a relationship with someone who's non-communicative. You have to talk through your problems. And the things that are on this list are all things that are hard for Aquarius. Understandable. They're hard for me sometimes. But when an Aquarius cares about you, they try to work these things out. They work on them. They try to be more communicative. Even when it's painful for them, they will try to talk their way through the situations that you guys are going through. If they shut off on you and refuse to talk and act like nothing happened and just keep it moving, that's an Aquarius who is not serious about showing up in that relationship. And a lot of times, I told you guys before, Aquarius can be with you for reasons other than love, such as needing you, needing someplace to stay, needing sex, anything along those lines. So if your Aquarius is non-communicative, you have no relationship. So what I would do is tell them, like, hey, it's impossible to be in a relationship when we don't communicate. Do you think this is something you can work on? And if they refuse, or if they say yes and then don't do it, that's a relationship you need to really consider moving on, especially if they're doing that and all of these other or some of these other things. That's somebody who's not taking you seriously, and you deserve better than that. Number two, if you have an Aquarius who throws temper tantrums. Now, some of us have bad tempers. Granted, and some of us, they're worse than others. But an Aquarius should know how to control their temper. If they don't, that's somebody you need not be in a relationship with. An Aquarius who can't control their temper can become an abusive Aquarius. So that's physical abuse, verbal abuse, mental abuse, emotional abuse, sexual abuse. You never know how that's going to turn out. So if you have an Aquarius who throws frequent temper tantrums in a relationship have the ability, generally they escalate. So like the first time they might have just snapped and yelled at you. The next time they might have punched the wall. 6 months later, they might be punching you. So if you have an Aquarius who has frequent temper tantrums, that is a very bad sign of someone who might care about you, but might be abusive. You never stay with a person who's abusive, because over time they will weigh on you. They'll either be literally wailing on you, beating on you, or just emotionally doing that. That's not a person for you to stay with. It'll take you years to rebuild your self-esteem when you finally leave that person. So don't ever put up with the temper tantrums. When you see them in the beginning, that is a red flag to get away from them. Don't put up with an Aquarius who ghosts you. A lot of people put up with this, and I don't understand why. If your Aquarius ghosts you periodically, they don't really want to be around you. They're around you for a reason. They're around you for something. But in reality, they don't want to be around you. If an Aquarius ghosts you every couple weeks, every couple of months, that means they're getting some kind of stability. They're getting something from you that they do like, but not enough to want to be around you often. An Aquarius doesn't ghost you repeatedly unless they really don't want to be around you. If they want to be around you, they might ghost you once in the beginning, maybe even twice. But after that, that behavior does not carry on if they really care about you and they're trying to make something with you. As soon as the Aquarius falls in love with you, that ghosting shit stops. So if an Aquarius don't answer your calls sometimes, and y'all in a relationship, and they periodically disappear for a week here, 2 weeks there, a month there. And you would be surprised how many people put up with this. How many people have told me they've been in 5-year, 6-year, 7-year, 8-year, 9-year, 10-year relationships with Aquarius that ghost them periodically. And I'm like, why are you putting up with this? Oh, well, I figure they just need their space. Yeah, we do need our space. But if we're in a relationship, it's no good reason to ghost you for 2 weeks. We don't need that much space. Like, come on, seriously. This person is going off and doing them, and they really don't want to be with you. They're with you for whatever they're getting, and they only want to be around you to get it, and then they're out, you know? And they may come back and forth, back and forth. An Aquarius that's going back and forth is an Aquarius that don't want you. But they are getting something from you, and that is not cool. You deserve more than that. An Aquarius who is unfaithful. I'm not putting up with no Aquarius that's unfaithful, and neither should you. If your Aquarius out there in the street, got you looking crazy, talking to other people, lying to you, making babies. You know, my father was known for cheating. A lot of Aquarius men are known for cheating, and actually the women do too sometimes, really. So if it's a person, like I said, a dark or a negative Aquarius, they may cheat. I'm Aquarius, I'm the kind that I don't respect cheating. I would never cheat on somebody. But some Aquarius are like that. Like I said, the dark ones and the gray ones will. I'm not going to put up with that, and neither should you. You should not put up with your significant other lying to you about your monogamy. If you're monogamous, then y'all need to be monogamous. If they're not monogamous and y'all want to do poly or something else, open, that's fine. But that's something we have to both agree on and sit down and talk about. Not something that you just act out and then lie to me and tell me it's just me and you out there in the street. You know, I'm not going to put up with infidelity and you being unfaithful, and neither should you. Because number one, you have no trust. The trust is broken. You can't trust this person, first and foremost. Second of all, they could bring back all kinds of STDs, outside babies. You never know what's going to come from that infidelity. I remember one guy told me that he was cheating with an Aquarius woman, and her husband came home and he had to fight the guy. He said, I was in there with my drawers and my socks, boxing him on the front lawn. So you never know what kind of drama these affairs, these unfaithful episodes can bring. And it's no reason to be unfaithful. All you got to do is decide on a relationship that's not monogamous. Y'all can decide that. Y'all can discuss that if you're open to it. And if you want monogamy and they don't, then y'all are not compatible and it's time to move on. Lies. Some dark Aquarius and some gray Aquarius lie their ass off. They lie, make up stories, all kind of shit. Sometimes they just lie to cover their ass because they did something they ain't had no business, like with other people as well. But other times they lie and they make up all kind of things, you know, just to smoke and mirrors kind of thing. I'm not putting up with lies. If I catch an Aquarius or anybody else, I don't care who it is. If I catch anybody in a bunch of lies, you got like 2, and I'm not going to even listen to you anymore. My shit goes click. It's like, they don't know how to tell the truth. I'm not going to put up with that, especially in a romantic relationship. Your partner should be able to tell the truth to you when you ask them for the truth. Period. I'm not going to put up with, and neither should you, any Aquarius who's using me. Remember I said that some Aquarius do that. Some Aquarius will be with somebody for the perks that they're getting from the person, and that is it. You should not stay with somebody who you know is using you. If your Aquarius only comes around on payday, if your Aquarius only comes around when they're broke, if your Aquarius only comes around when they need sex, if your Aquarius only comes around when they need something and then you don't see them, then that's an Aquarius who doesn't want to be with you. Even if they're saying sweet things to you, even if y'all have some kind of a vibrational connection, they might even care about you but can't be with you. It's something about the two of you that's not compatible. So they're coming to you and using you for what they can get from you, but they're not stepping up to the plate to have a real relationship with you because they don't want to. And they're too, oh my God, I don't even know what word you want to call that. They lack integrity to the point where they don't think it's not okay to use people. And they'll keep using you as long as you let them. And Aquarius will be using you for decades, seriously, if you let them. And I think that's true of most people who are users. A user never stops using until you stop giving. An Aquarius who is irresponsible. I'm not going to put up with an Aquarius that's irresponsible. I'm not expecting them to be perfect. Nobody's perfectly responsible all the time. But I'm not going to put up with somebody who's not paying the bills and shit getting cut off. Didn't I give you the money for the water bill? Oh, I used it to buy a PlayStation game. Excuse me? Come again? Stuff like that. People who, like I said, with an Aquarius who's irresponsible, the dark ones and the gray ones sometimes are irresponsible. They don't do things. They don't pay things they're supposed to pay. They don't live up to their responsibilities as far as verbal agreements. They tell you they're going to do something. They don't do it. You know, things like that. I'm not putting up with that irresponsible behavior. We're grown. And if we're trying to especially establish a relationship, run a household together, and I can't trust you to do something simple like pay a bill, that you told me I gave you the money to pay and you spent it on something else, things like that, I'm not going to put up with. And you will find some of that irresponsible behavior. So that was the last one. So do not put up with these things from your Aquarius. If you are experiencing one or all of these things, especially if you're experiencing all of them, this is somebody who's not serious about you. And whatever you're feeling for them, they're not giving back the same effort. So you need to let them know that you need them to up their effort or you need to move on. Okay? All right, guys. So it's time for me to get going. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and pass it on to somebody else who needs to know what not to put up with from an Aquarius. Okay? And like I said before, it's my birthday. If you would like to send me a love donation for my birthday, please do. I'll leave my PayPal. If you would like to get a tarot or an oracle card reading, I will leave my email. Please email me for an appointment. You can also hit me up on Facebook or Instagram for any of these things, including if you have a question, you want to answer a free general question. I'll answer that for you if you want to drop it in Instagram, Facebook, underneath this video, or you can email it to me as well. Okay, guys, see you later on.